Welcome back to another episode of Fight Vibes Podcast, episode 12. Glad to be back after a eventful weekend, kind of. So, Devin, immediately I got to get your thoughts on the main event. What do you, what's your reaction to the whole Aspinall eye poke and Gon kind of playing victim in a way?
Yeah, man, I was super into that fight. It was fun while it lasted. I was pumped. I don't think I've well, I'll take that back. I was gonna say I haven't been that into a fight in a while, but that there's been a couple fights a couple weekends ago on the last pay-per-view. But no, I was just really into the fight, and for it to end in the first round like that at the end with an eye poke is a shame. I was interested to see what the second round would bring. I thought there was a lot of energy. Seeing Tom's face bloodied up in that first round, and I don't know, man. Gon looked good. I thought Gon was keeping his distance, and they were both going at it. Both of them were hitting each other pretty good. So it's a shame that it ended that way.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the leg kicks were nice from Aspinall, and then you just had those jabs that were just peppering Aspinall's face really bad. I think that was the first time it looked like that was the first time Tom's kind of seen someone, I guess even just with remotely close to the same speed he has. And I think he's
Yeah,
just been able to take advantage of his speed so much. And I'm kind of glad they waited on this matchup for as long as they did. Because again, like I think for Gon to kind of go through the whole John Jones thing, fight that he went through, and then um, along with Francis going all 5 rounds with that. I think him gaining that experience really helped him out, and not only his training, but again, just like kind of having that feeling like, okay, I'm in there for a championship for a third time. I can definitely. I still feel like a lot of people were underestimating Gon before that fight, and that speed was definitely going to be a factor. Me and Gene were talking about that beforehand, and again with also Tom's striking defense with his chin just up in the air like crazy. It's just insane to see that. And even in this fight, you saw him like have to correct himself a couple times because he was already getting tagged. But yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see even how soon they rebook it because of the eye poke. But they said no long term damage for Tom, which is good. Um, at least it wasn't a serious thing to where we really had to wait out on it for like a year or some shit.
no, it was. I I think that's the best I've seen Gon look in the octagon. Just I mean, he had takedown defense. He was keeping his distance. He had speed coming in and out. He never got wrapped up in trying to chase Aspinall and anything. He was just keeping his distance and keeping his game plan, and that's the most I've seen someone kind of bring adversity to Tom also. So I think that's what I was most excited to see how it would play out in the later rounds because if Gon could stop the takedowns and force it to be a stand up match, I wanted to see if Aspinall's cardio could keep up with that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I um I still think Blades is just a super tough opponent for Aspinall as well because he does have that speed. I don't know if he probably has it now, but he definitely used to. I think even in the first matchup, where Tom hurt his knee, um, I saw so many people being like, "I wonder if he really hurt his knee." It's like, all right, it's like that's kind of
Yeah,
crazy. Like, but
and
I can you just imagine if actually that's true? Like he kind of if he like truly like was out of this eye poke thing and then was actually getting tagged up by Blades for I guess not tagged up. I mean he landed a couple punches on him, but and then just so happened to go down with a knee injury. As soon as it was kind of getting close. Like I don't know. It'd just be super funny if that was actually the case, and like Tom ended up being that guy.
I just I I don't know, man. A part of me at first was like, I don't know, man. Was he
Yeah,
looking for a way out? Because he was bloodied up. He faced some adversity. I think he thought he would come in there and do what John did and take Gon down and kind of
I think
implement
so
his game
too.
plan.
Yeah,
And it didn't work. And a part of me was like, he got poked in the eye. Did he want out of there? And I get it. He went to the doctor and they said so. And I never want to call someone a liar or say they're looking for a way out. And in the moment, I was like, I don't know, man. Because
Yeah.
as soon as you see a fighter when they get poked in the eye and they have the 5 minutes and they tell the doctor right away, I can't see. That's usually them looking like because once you tell the doctor that, I mean, it's over.
Yeah, see, like that was kind of the because you would think Tom would have more awareness, and also I guess I don't mean this like in a bad way, but I guess like a little bit more of a professional approach to that, like rather than being like I can't see, because he said that within the first minute,
Yeah,
and it was kind of like, dude, like wait,
yeah. You still got
it
plenty of
looked
time,
bad.
dude.
Like I don't think anyone was denying like how bad it looked. It was more of again like kind of what you just said, how quick he already said, "Hey, I can't see," and he was pretty fucking adamant on it. Like every minute he was saying, he's all like he was knuckle deep, like blah blah blah, and it's not like that wasn't true, but it was almost kind of like he was milking it. Um, if people like were really trying to run with that narrative, like, and again, it's easy to really hang on to that because with the with how everything just ended up, him going to the doctor and the doctor being like, "Oh yeah, it looks fine," or even the doctor inside the ring also being like, "Oh, it looks fine." But I think those guys are in a completely different position compared to someone
Yeah,
in a hospital.
yeah. No, and supposedly, I mean, I just as we're talking, got an update from ESPN as we're talking about it, saying that his dad saying he can't see out of his right eye. Um,
Still,
yeah. So
see, I don't know
I don't
about that
know.
though because I feel like the doctor would have said like they would have patched it up if that was the case because they wouldn't want that thing to get any more hurt.
Yeah,
I would
agreed.
imagine at least like
I don't know. And I'm not like I said, I don't want to call him a liar and because it was a bad eye poke. Like you look
it
at the
was.
replay and it is pretty bad. Um, it's just I guess I'm more upset about how it ended, and I think that's how the fans are reacting too. Like, oh, you quit, but I think a lot of it comes from just the we wanted to see more. We wanted to see that fight. We've been waiting on it forever. We've been waiting to see heavyweight take a step forward, and now it feels like we're back in the same position where we're just waiting.
Yeah.
We didn't get any closure from this. We didn't to see anything more. Divisions held up even longer.
Yeah, it was almost kind of like whenever I guess John had to pull out of the Stipe fight, and then we were kind of like, man, like that's going to be another year,
Yeah.
and again, that's another year that Tom, was just sitting on the sidelines waiting for whatever to happen next,
Yep.
and yeah,
Yeah. So
it's tough, man.
we got yeah. So it's another like you said could be another year or so waiting to see what happens. And I know they want to rebook Gone and Aspinall, but also it's not fair to either one of those guys that it happened. But Gone was looking good. You saw how emotional he was after the fight. Got ended that way, and you could feel that he probably thought that that could have been his moment. So
I
it's
it
just a
definitely looked
shame.
like it. That definitely looked like his chance to actually win the belt, and I
I
guess
agree. I think that's close as he's got.
I guess and the craziest thing too is that like probably everyone thought that Aspinall would maybe be the hardest fight for Gon, but I mean, does that show either how overrated we have Tom, or does it show how shit the heavyweight division like really is? Because I think it's more of like how shit the heavyweight division like really is. Um, because even with like the Arlovsky fight, like Arlovsky was kind of the only one. I believe that went into the second round,
Yeah, I
and
think so.
and I think let me check real quick because and the reason why I bring that up is because Tom, not Tom Aspinall, sorry. Uh, holy shit, who the fuck was I just talking about? um, holy shit, fucking hold on, god damn it, Arlovsky. Yeah, so Arlovsky took him to the second round, and Arlovsky, still has some speed even now, compared to a lot of heavyweights, and I think you really kind of started to see like, okay, it's really just his speed advantage. It's not necessarily like he's technically better than a lot of these guys. I think it's just a speed thing. And if you have Gon, who's someone who's technically better and is going to match the speed, if not be quicker, like Gon, Gon can end up being the heavyweight future, which would be hilarious after all this time. But at the same time, that would just also tarnish it like crazy since he already lost to Ngannou and Jones.
Yeah.
So
I, I,
heavyweight's in a sucky position, dude. Damn it.
I still have high. I mean, yes, he's lost, but I still have high hopes for Gon. Just because, I mean, we've talked about the state of the heavyweight division and how unathletic everyone looks, and he's one of those athletic, big, 240 to 250, can move around. Um, if he fixes his takedown defense like it looks like he got better at, and I think he can be a problem for anyone in that division. And just the state of the heavyweight division, like you said, is kind of in shambles right now. Uh, I, what was the Volkov and Almeida fight possibly a number one contender fight? And that fight was not good, in my opinion. Like there was a lot of takedowns and holding, which you see Almeida, he had most of the control time and was on top, but they gave the decision to Volkov because there was no damage. So
I'm just glad they scored that fight right because I think initially like people were rightfully like upset to think that okay like Almeida was able to hold Volkov down and then get a decision that way, but and in the old scoring I think that would have won him a fight, but with the new scoring that they had to where actually damage actually does trump everything, I think that I'm just so glad they scored it right because Volkov could have
yeah,
been robbed again. And I don't think people would have been saying robbery as much as they were for Almeida, just because of the control and everything. But I think that just would have been really bad for. I wouldn't have been surprised if Volkov just retired. Just been like, I'm tired of this shit.
oh yeah, one hundred
Getting
percent.
robbed like that. Like,
I mean, but he had. I'm looking at it right now. Volkov had 123 out of 130 total strikes, and Almeida only had 27 of 33, but
yeah.
he had 7 of 9 takedowns. So he was just laying and praying pretty much.
See, and I saw someone say like send him to UFC BJJ, and I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Think about it, because if you oh my god, if you start having a heavier guy like that who is willing to take on probably anybody, 'cause he's a good grappler. There's no denying that. Um, I just don't know what the deal is like with him like wanting to grapple that heavy in an MMA fight. Like, use your punches on the ground, even if they're small stuff. Like, at least you're technically getting damage off rather than just holding him.
I think he just gasses out and he just holds on. I
It's
think
got
that's
to
what
be
he
that,
does.
right? Like, it's either that or he's scared to get hit.
Yeah, I don't know, cause he's weird. There's times that he looks really dominant, and there's times he does that, and I just don't understand.
Yeah. And I guess the problem with Volkov winning is that Aspinall is just too fast for him. And
Yeah,
I think Volkov could make some improvements. I just don't think he beats Tom. Probably, I don't know. I think like 9 times out of 10, probably Tom beats Volkov just because of the speed factor alone.
yeah,
And I think the good thing with Volkov is that he already has those 2 fights with Gon. And the uh, first one wasn't like, I guess, a super far big win. Like I guess like a dominant win, I should say, for Gon. But it was definitely like one that was like, okay, like he's ahead of him. And then in that second fight, you really kind of saw the adjustments that Volkov could make. And so I wonder, even going into a third fight, if that ever happens, um, even though it should, if it ever happens, I wonder if Volkov can make even better adjustments. But again, Gon was looking good, man. That speed he was having was
yeah.
just insane.
He really was. He surprised me, and that's what got me more into the fight because everyone coming into this was. I mean, he was a heavy favorite. Everyone was like, he's just gonna take him down. He's probably gonna sub him. He's probably gonna knock him out in the first round. And then, I mean, the over under was 1.5 rounds, and Gon was the one that had Tom bloodied up, and it was going to the end of the first round. There was 30 seconds to go. Imagine
Yeah.
who knows what would have happened in the second round, third round, or championship rounds if it got there. Because I know we've seen Gon go later into fights, but we've never seen Tom go that far.
Well, I don't remember who said it on the broadcast, but someone had said something um, about like Tom's style. It may have been Dean or something like that, but anyways, he was talking about like kind of just how explosive he is, and it reminded me of whenever I think it was Dominic Cruz had made the comment about Conor McGregor's style, to where he's so explosive that it's kind of hard for him to go 5 rounds with his style. And it seems like that would be the case with Tom as well, especially with how fast he starts sometimes. I think he could have that same issue, to where maybe that third and fourth round are pretty shaky, and then you find that second win in the fifth. But even then, that's tougher to fight someone like that against Gon, who's been there and has had no problem with it too. So
I
there's a lot of questions still.
I personally thought Tom was looking a little more tired near the end of that first round. I know he was still kind of facing combinations, but he he didn't look as smooth as he did in the beginning. And I mean, he's so fucking big, man.
Sorry.
Like so much muscle and build. It's hard not to gas out.
Well, I mean, exactly that. And again, I think that the reason why he probably didn't look as smooth as he did before was just because of how fast Gon looked. And I just don't think we realize like how fast Gon is. And even though we've been
Yeah.
saying it since he's been coming up, that he's a really fast heavyweight. Like, we thought Tom sometimes was faster than him, but I think it's just the power that comes with Tom, to where it makes it seem like maybe it's a bit faster somehow. I don't know. I don't know. It's just some fucking illusion or some shit. But anyways, um, yeah, it's just interesting kind of seeing that.
Yeah, he
I guess
he
you
was
could see
just keeping
difference.
his yeah, he was keeping his distance very well. The takedown defense. He brought out a side of Tom that I haven't seen in a fight in making Tom like kind of Muay Thai fight almost. Like you saw him kind of keeping his leg high and looking out for the leg kicks and the kicks coming in from Gon and the jab. It was I was impressed by Gon, man. I really was. And
Yeah,
man, I'm just I wish we would have got to see what the outcome would have been.
yeah.
It's always I mean, we talked about it last time about the eye poke situation and then this happens.
It's just, and I think like, we'll kind of end on this note, and then we'll go through the rest of the card. But I think the biggest thing was the one ref. Like, we'll kind of get to this here in a bit, but the one ref who was actually taking points. I think we just need to have more refs like him. I just don't think that Herzog, Dean, Goddard. I just don't think that they're the standard anymore. I think that we just need a new wave of refs to come in who are actually going to enforce the rules. And it made us be, again, we've talked about this before, to where I just think that some of these refs are overworked. To where they're coming in from Asia, refing over at one, and then having to do a UFC fight within the same weekend. And that's totally fine, man. Like, but once you start, I guess, like treating the sport like it's a hobby rather than a professional sport, like that's where I guess a lot of fans have issues, and I'm sure the UFC has issues with that too. And yeah, I just think that one ref though that was actually taking points, he definitely needs to be the standard for refing from now on, especially if he keeps doing the way or refing the way he's refing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'd like to see I don't want to see the refs get like super involved in like the fights to where they do make a difference. Um like there were a couple times you saw I mean, I thought it was in the Almeida fight. I think there was a stand up, but it was pretty quick. Like
Yeah,
it was one of the ones where I thought Almeida was still kind of working. I get it. There was a lot of times he was being boring, but on this particular takedown, it looked like he was still working, and they stood him up real quick like that. I
Yeah,
think if a guy's
that's
getting takedowns, that's different. That you're getting too involved. But when it comes to eye pokes and shit, you need to start taking
like
points.
just fouls in general. I mean, because like the fence grab that was earlier in the card was terrible. Like that was the most.
Oh,
Oh my god! Like it literally lifted both of him and his opponent up off the floor for him to get a better
yeah,
position, and the ref was like immediately like, "No, taking a point," and that's how it should be. I mean, same thing with eye pokes and same thing with groin shots. Well, I mean, like, okay, who was it the other? Kevin Holland, when he got hit in the groin twice within a minute, no point taken.
yeah,
What the hell? Like
yep,
that's seriously like what refing has come to where you could legit kick someone in the groin twice within a minute and not even get a stern warning. They didn't even get a stern warning. Like that's insane.
yeah. I agree. I agree completely. I and fence grabs, like you mentioned, like those fence grabs are
God damn, fence grabs are
fight
terrible lately.
changing. Yeah, fight change. And guy, because there's no consequence for it besides the ref coming over and slapping your hand,
Yeah.
guys are just doing it. I don't know how many times recently I've seen guys grabbing the fence when they're getting taken down or to pull themselves up or even just throwing their arm over the top of the cage.
Hmm.
And that should be an immediate point or something because I mean you're stopping a position, a takedown, something significant,
Momentum.
especially in a close fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about those guys who work super hard to get you down and they just use all that energy and you just grab the fence and then all right.
Yeah. Then you get a warning. Like what?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just hope that changes. I hope they're more strict about the eye pokes and just like fouls in general. I'm with you on the grappling. I think sometimes the grappling can just it can be a bit boring for sure. But I feel like if you're gonna be either standing him up that quick, like you should have been doing that throughout the whole fight, not just that one moment. And I think like that needs to become more consistent as well. Thankfully, I feel like that hasn't been too big of a problem. Just even in terms of grapplers doing that, I think Almeida is really the only one recently who's been legit just being a blanket, as far as I can
Yeah.
remember.
And I can understand some stand ups when I mean if they're just laying there and doing absolutely nothing. But if fighters are working it and trying to figure out position and whatever, like or just taking guys down over and over and over again, you can't just stand them up. If you don't want that guy to get or if that guy doesn't want to get taken down or if you don't want to see it, tell him to get better. Tell him to stop takedowns. Like
Yeah, it's MMA.
you can't just yeah, you can't just stand them up.
Yeah,
I mean, how many years did we have to watch Habib just maul guys? And I think we got to a point where casual fans were just booing and tired of it, and now they're trying to make something out of it to make it more exciting for them. But I don't agree with that.
I mean,
I
I don't either. I think the again, I think the biggest thing that made grapplers change the way they're fighting now is the rule changes or the scoring changes. Because again, I think like with Almeida for a perfect example, I think he would have won with the old scoring, but with the new scoring and you having to get damage while you're on top and you can't just be on top, I think that's been pretty clear. That scoring changes have like definitely changed on how these wrestlers are going to be, or grapplers in general, are just going to be grappling, whether it's more sub attempts or a little more punches and stuff like that. But
and I,
yeah,
I can agree with a good portion of the rule changes, but I do think that it does take away a lot from the grapplers. So
yeah, it does. I
I
I, I,
think
do, I still think that the rules need to be, or the scoring in general just needs to be kind of have a complete overhaul.
I
It's
think
kind of
so too.
insane how bad
This
it
whole
is.
like damage over everything else. Okay, what if one guy's controlling the whole fight, but you know, or he's being controlled the whole fight, but gets his nose or he breaks the other guy's nose, and the other guy's more bloody, but he's been winning the entire fight. You just
Yeah,
give it off of damage. Like I understand that criteria in a sense, but I think the whole grading criteria is flawed, and I think it you need to have some equality with certain things, but figure out a happy balance.
Well, and I guess the problem too is that it's so objective, to where these refs are kind of going like, oh well, I think like that's not that heavy of damage, to where you could have another ref going, holy shit, that was pretty bad. And it's just like there's no clear definition for a lot of these scoring criterias, and that's the problem.
Yeah, I agree. I wish I could be a fly on the wall in some of their meetings
A
when they come up with these
hundred
things.
percent. Oh my god, 100%. It would be really interesting.
'Cause, yeah, damage over everything, guys. That's all that matters.
Yeah, these are the same people probably that saw those videos with the 12-6 elbow and said, "Whoa, we can't have that."
Yeah, which
It's like, all
that
right,
rule
nerds.
never made sense to me.
Yeah, it's like, oh
It's
my
it
god.
it hurts a lot worse than the other one. Well, no shit, it's fighting.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can't 12-6 elbow someone, but I can kick someone with my shin
Yeah.
to their
Yeah.
face?
I
Like,
mean, shit. So I guess like we'll just go down the card real quick. Dern
yeah, yeah.
won the vacant championship. Good for her.
That that was surprisingly, man. Dern's stand up looked really good.
I
I was surprised with the grit she brought too. Like, I I haven't seen that from her in any fight, bringing that kind of grit.
Yeah, I think Jandaroba like, hey, I actually said it. I think that she looked a whole lot more hesitant, and I don't know if it was just like the fear of going 5 rounds, or if it was more of just kind of like, all right, I faced this opponent before. Maybe she was expecting something different, but it I don't know. Jandaroba just seemed kind of off, and it could have just been Mackenzie just having her game plan and shutting Jandaroba completely down. And but yeah, it was definitely a good win for Dern, and for her to have 2 wins over Jandaroba now. The only
Yeah,
problem is
I
that
think.
strawweight's such in a weird place, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jandaroba couldn't. She just couldn't get the takedown dominant game plan that she usually implements down. And yeah, I think that division's in a weird place right now too, because I definitely didn't think Dern would be in a championship fight, but I mean she
Yeah,
won, so it feels weird though with going from Whaley to this.
yeah, exactly. Like it's such a step down, and just like, oh my god, Whaley's just so good, dude. It's just
I
insane
know,
because I mean, you could have Tatiana probably beat a lot of those girls just with her grappling alone, and then
100%.
she could even get a takedown on fucking Whaley. Whaley was all like, "Nah, bitch, you're standing up with me, and we're gonna fucking have some fun." And that was a beatdown and a half. I still can't believe people were picking Tatiana over Whaley for that, but um, yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see like how much that title moves hands, because it definitely could a lot.
Yeah, I think it could be one of those divisions. I don't foresee Dern holding on to it very long.
Yeah, like dude, Dern like had a title shot off of Amanda Ribas, and Amanda
I know.
Ribas has not been that good lately. Like, unfortunately,
No, no.
but
She was just in the right place, right time.
truly,
I think she gets a lot of hype. Just, I mean, because of how
yes,
much the fans like her.
yes, I know what you mean.
Um, dude, I saw some comments after the fight, after she won, like, damn, she's about to be paying a shit more alimony now.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting about that. That's so crazy to me.
Dude, hey, shout out to her ex-husband making that
Shout
money.
out, shout out for sure. Umar Nurmagomedov won a unanimous decision, 30-27, beating Mario
Yeah,
Batista. Mario had that nasty knee though, dude. I thought that was
yeah.
Umar looked out for a second. I was like, oh, and then he came back. I was like, ah. But
He tried that toe hold too in the first round, I think.
that shit looked deep too. Like that.
It did, but
Oh
I, I don't think I've ever seen a toe hold finish in MMA.
yeah,
So I was like, just I
yeah.
don't
That's
think
a
you got
long
it. Just
shot.
let it go. Like,
Yeah,
you just gotta hope that they quit. Like that's on a toe hold. I mean, they can withstand a lot.
yeah. Because I mean, those guys are gonna be fighting through fucking torn knees. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they're not gonna give a fuck about a torn
yeah.
foot. Yeah, but
But
Mario didn't.
it was a fun fight.
Yeah, Mario didn't look that bad. I mean, I definitely
No.
Mario has been pretty legit for a while now, but I think him showing that I know it's a 30-27, but it definitely wasn't like a dominant 30-27. Mario definitely had his moments in each round, I thought, to where it really showed that Mario did belong up there.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was a good fight, and he showed he does belong up there with the top guys. And I don't know what happens now with either one of these guys after this.
Yeah.
Because Umar was trying to convince Dana, but Dana was like, "You go out there and finish him. We'll talk." But
That didn't happen.
that didn't happen, so I don't foresee Dana giving him a title shot, but maybe.
I don't think
I
so.
mean,
I think
what are the rankings?
so. You
Who's next
have
in line for Rob?
you have Marab and then Umar, right? And then you have O'Malley, Jan, who's fighting Marab a second time.
Mhm.
You have Sanhagen, who's below Jan. You have Song, but I mean, Song hasn't isn't Song fighting O'Malley though? I guess that's
Uh,
rumored still, right?
it's rumored. I've also heard rumored that they're trying to get a Sanhagen O'Malley.
I'd hope they just do that instead.
That would be that would be fun. I would enjoy that fight a lot.
Because like you can't do Sean and Umar. I don't think like that doesn't really make much sense. I'm surprised Sean's even
I
still
don't know.
ranked two.
I don't want to see that fight because I know what it would be. It would just it would just be Umar taking down Sean.
Yeah,
If you're trying to squeeze Sean for his popularity, you got to put him in there with someone who's gonna
I
play into
mean,
his game plan.
hear me out. I'm you could do Zahabi and Umar.
Yeah, but
That's the only thing that makes
maybe.
sense right now because I mean, unless you do Figueiredo and Umar, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for Figure to be fighting that high up. I think they'd much rather do
Yeah,
Zahabi and Figueiredo, but um, I think Figueiredo nukes Zahabi though, low key.
yeah. Zahabi's another
I
guy
don't know.
that
You
I'm
would
just
think
like,
so. Then he's won like two fucking robberies in a row.
I
Anyways, I
know
don't want to get into that. But
he's
I take that back. I take that back. I take that back. The Cheeto fight was not a robbery. I take that back. That was a win for Zahabi for sure. But the Aldo fight, ah,
yeah, they'll do a fight for sure. Man, Cheeto, I don't know, man. I
Cheeto's a
don't know
bum,
what's
man. He's lost it. I just don't think
and
he has
it's
it
so
anymore.
sad. It's so sad to see. Cause
It'll be interesting to
I
see if Tom beats Cejudo. But anyways, we get back to this card.
yeah no
And then we
then we already talked about that Volkov Almeida.
Mirzakhanov though, first round KO for Rakic. Holy shit, that fucking right power jab was insane.
I did not see that coming. I
Uh-uh.
will say,
He's
like
legit,
I
dude.
yeah yeah he's here. I
That'll be interesting
mean
to see what they do with him next because I guess even with Pereira winning it, it's kind of weird for the division. Um,
I
you
mean
could do
he's on.
imagine Mirzakhanov and Roundtree Jr.
That would be that'd be fun.
That'd be fun. That'd be
Just
fun. Uh, I guess they're either Jan.
I could see that. Jamal Hill, I saw he's out for a while,
Yeah.
another year.
Honestly, watching some of his fights before the Achilles injury, like okay, so the Glover fight, for example, when he won the championship, you could just tell, man, that injury changed him for sure,
Yeah,
and it really sucks to see that he's gonna be one of those guys that's kind of like I guess almost kind of like a what if. I mean, I know he won a championship, but like, what if like he didn't tear his Achilles before his even first title defense, and then had to come back against Alex Pereira? Like, that's just it's kind of sad in my opinion, because I don't like Jamal Hill necessarily, but I hate to see guys' career just kind of be derailed by an injury or injuries now.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. Yeah, it's been it's sad to watch guys get injured and kind of lose it like that.
Yeah, but in that case,
Because
give him
he
Guskov
was on a
though.
hot streak. Yeah, yeah. Moving on to this prelim card, man. Fucking
Dude.
pre the prelim main head prelim. Damn, Jesus. Um, the main prelim fight that was a
I didn't see that
nasty
coming.
head kick.
I
I
was.
was I was just casually watching. And I almost spit out my drink with like how quick it was. I was like, oh my god, it was nasty, and he was laid down for a while.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. I'm definitely glad to see that he was able to get up after that, because he was down for a hot minute, and that is never good to see, because it wasn't like he was just like out like he was limp.
I don't remember the last time I've seen a head kick KO that vicious.
Yeah, yeah. I thought he was gonna win it too, but I'm definitely gonna be keeping a bigger eye on Salkid killed.
So, Sol
He's one of those
killed,
guys I hear
yeah.
his name all the time and I can't ever fucking remember how to pronounce it.
Quinlan, just call him Quinlan.
There you go, Quinlan. Yeah, I'd definitely be watching him a bit more though. I wonder who they pair him against, considering that Hack Paras is kind of an outside of the 15 kind of guy.
Just give him fun matchups until he can get up there.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Aliskarov,
Gron,
yep,
yeah.
getting
I thought that was a pretty
32-7.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty fun fight. Uh, I mean, it was entertaining, had its moments.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Uh,
Heck,
Klein, unlike the fight before that though, Klein and Rebetsky.
oh,
Oh
dude,
my god, dude.
that was an crazy fight, bloody. I mean,
I
that was fun.
What's crazy to me is that if um Rebecca like wanted to stand up in that third round, he would have won the fight,
Yeah,
which is insane to me. That like, I mean, it's lucky for Klein that he was just all like, yeah, like I'm more than happy to stay here on the ground and just survive. And even then, he was landing some solid elbows from the bottom. But yeah, I fucking Rebecca, man, dude, I feel bad for that guy. He's had some wars and like lost all of them, I think.
yeah, it was, dude. That was such a bloody fight. Like to see the canvas going into the main card and just seeing all the blood stains on it, just knowing it was from that fight, you were like, damn.
Yeah, yeah, that was he always brings it though. They both do. Like that was gonna be a banger of the night, with, like from a mile away. You just
Yeah, yeah.
that one's always got banger written all over it with either of them. And then Walker
Um,
getting his fourth heel hook in a row.
yeah, it was
The fuck is this guy on?
I don't know. And it's crazy because you don't see heel hooks that often in MMA because guys are just strong, can find their way out of it, know the technique, and usually slippery too. Like it's just hard to get that technique.
Yeah,
But damn, he's pulling it off.
he's kind of an interesting addition to heavyweight, because I think that we were talking about it last week, to where I thought that heavyweights should just really be a bunch of light heavyweights who don't want to cut weight. And he
Yeah,
kind of fits that in a way. I don't know if he can necessarily make 205, but he's a leaner heavyweight compared to a lot of the other guys. And I'm really hoping, for whatever reason, from us just the timing of us bitching about it, I hope that there's a wave of like a bunch of skinny heavyweights that either could be light heavyweights or close to being light heavyweights that end up being in this heavyweight division, because Well, I guess like in two more fights before that, it was Hamdi and Chris Barnett, and I think they even cut Hamdi. I think they let him go.
Yeah, they did. They told him to kick rocks, even though you won.
Yeah, and so I don't
But,
know if maybe they're really trying to trim down before the Paramount start. And if that's the case, that's great. Like let's kind of start fresh in a way. But yeah,
it could be, but I don't know, man. You never know.
yeah, for sure. Now, because he did pop for what was it, steroids or something like that after his first fight, and so who knows if like that's a part of it, and for sure this performance was a part of it. I would think.
He
Um,
just doesn't. He just kind of lays on guys. Like,
yeah, he doesn't really bring it, unfortunately.
yeah, it's yeah,
But Nathaniel Wood and Delgado, Delgado's legit, dude.
yeah.
Delgado is legit. I think after that knockout he had last time, it's always kind of easy to get hyped up about that and be like, oh, but damn, like this guy could be good. He's good. I thought he kind of won the fight. I'm glad Nathaniel Wood won because I think he's been kind of on the wrong end of a couple of decisions lately. Um, but yeah, Delgado looked good though. He looked really good.
Yeah, he did. I had to go back and watch that fight because I missed a lot of the early prelims.
Oh, okay. It was a good
Yeah,
one. It was good. I
yeah,
mean, because Wood always brings it, and then Delgado just wanted to prove something, especially after that knockout. So yeah, it was good. It was a really good fight.
yeah, it was fun. It was entertaining. These prelims were, I, I mean,
They were pretty
you
good
they
once
were
like the
fun.
Wood fight started. I think like everything before that wasn't necessarily the greatest. Like
Yeah,
um,
100%.
the Maxim and Raposo fight. Like I was really kind of doing something else throughout that whole fight. It was just really boring to me. Um, and then same thing even with the first fight with those two women in the strawweight division. I just didn't really. It was just boring. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's just the case. It is what it is. But yeah, once Nathaniel Wood and Delgado started fighting, everything else from then on was pretty good.
Yeah,
Besides the
no,
main event,
I agree. What what would you give like if you had to rate this card? What would you give it?
the card as a whole, I'd probably I'd probably give it like a B minus maybe.
Okay.
Because I think like really just comparing to like other cards even throughout this whole year, I don't think it's really lived up or kind of even come close to some of the other ones. Like like Klein and Rubetzky, like yeah, like that's obviously like a really good fight and stuff like that. But then you had the Quillen knockout, Mirzakhanov knockout, and then that was really about it. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't anything else besides that, in my opinion. And I mean, it might even drop down to a C plus for me just because of that. And
Yeah,
if the main
I
event
agree.
delivered, I think it would have been a solid like B plus. But yeah, there just wasn't a whole
Yeah, no,
lot, unfortunately.
I'm 100% right there with you. And then especially like how the main event ended, it just leaves like a sour
Yeah.
taste in your mouth. You don't, like I said, you just kind of feel unfulfilled with the card as a whole, especially when that's the one thing that you're looking forward to. So I'm
Well,
right there with you.
yeah, and again, just like you brought up, you know what I mean? Like the build up for that was the new generation's going to finally fight each other. Like we're going to see who's really better between them two. How good is Aspinall? How good is Gone? And they just for 4 minutes and 30 seconds just to end in an eye poke.
Yeah.
Like fuck. Like that
Yeah.
sucks so fucking bad. But speaking of, I guess our former champion in heavyweight, John Jones, you had Pereira, winning the championship back against Ankalaev a couple weeks ago, and then he was going to call out John Jones after the fight, but respectfully didn't due to his John Jones' brother passing. And John Jones has recently said, "Hey, I appreciate your respect. If you want to throw down at the White House, let's do it. Oh, please don't put this fight together.
Yeah, I'm I don't know, man. I don't know what to. I'm I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the fight, man. I get why both guys want to do it. Both guys are coming off of a lot of hype. They have a lot of name value. I just I personally don't have any interest in John Jones come back. I don't.
Same.
I am cool with him staying retired. I think he's done enough. I personally think he's getting older. He's not the same John Jones. It's not as entertaining. And I think we just need to people need to stop hanging on to the old names and make room for new guys, new names, because it's just a lot of old casuals like, oh, John Jones, Conor McGregor, they're coming back.
Yeah.
I could give I could give two shits if any one of them come back.
Yeah.
I want to see these new guys. I want to see something fresh, something fun.
I guess that's his problem is just with the sport as a whole, especially the UFC right now. It's just that it's just becoming like, what's the biggest fights we can put together rather than like what actually makes sense. And it's just such a shame. And I think that the UFC has kind of lost its identity on being, where the best can prove where like where they're the best. But in reality, now it's kind of turned in like I can be a big enough star to where I can compete against another big star.
Yeah, and
It's like boxing.
it's also it's also like if you keep bringing these guys, these same guys back and using their name, you're never going to build new stars if you just hang on to the old stars.
Hmm.
You're never going to advance the sport if you're just hoping that John Jones and Conor McGregor can carry you still to giant pay-per-views. Cuz right now who is a big enough star to headline a White House card?
I
Certainly
mean,
not an American fighter,
no, definitely not an American fighter right now. That's that I can
which is
think
a
of.
shame. Which is a shame.
Yeah.
What happened to the DCs of the world? The like I don't know, man. It's a shame. I don't know where this. I get caught up with like I don't know where the sport's at right now and where it's going
It, it's
because it.
it's tough to follow right now. I mean, just because like for when it seems like everything's kind of just in the dark. It's not as transparent as it used to be, and I think even with fighters, kind of, I guess even just like with Taporia, even you were talking about this earlier, just how they haven't even talked to the UFC yet, Taporia's team,
Yeah,
about starting another like a next fight. Like what
yeah,
are we doing? The old UFC would be on that shit the following Tuesday, or like whenever they actually
yeah.
do matchmaking, and then now you're kind of just like, Deporia beat Oliveira, and even though he said that, okay, like I don't want to fight until my brother gets done fighting, like okay, whoop de doo, you can at least like have a conversation. Like holy shit, you know what I mean? You like
Yeah,
y'all are fucking business people.
he's your champion and supposed to be your new face, but then again, he says he only has a few more fights. He's not that interested. Tom, I heard, just came out and said
Yeah.
he has two fights left on his contract, and when that's over, he's done.
So
So
see, like to me, like okay, so like to me then, if the whole rush during the John Jones thing was just to get those fights out of the way and then go to boxing, like I just don't know how to feel about that. I feel like that's kind of just I don't know. I just that'd be tough to see him
that's a
like walk away from the sport just to go get
I
boxing
agree.
money to where I don't think he would do as well as he think he would.
And that's another thing is, dude, I get so annoyed and so fed up with this whole, oh, I'm a big enough star in the UFC now, I'm gonna go box. Everyone wants to do that now, and it's
Yeah,
like, fucking hell, dude.
yeah,
And that's not a knock on the fighters because I get it because you want to go chase the money, and it's all about the money. It's all about that's all it is. It's a money grab. That's a knock on the UFC. Like Like we've
Yeah.
said, if they're willing to just leave and go box or do these other things just to get a paycheck,
See, so how would you
how are you
feel
going to retain
if
these fellas?
like the UFC, because obviously you have Dana like working with boxing now, and how would you feel if like let's say these contracts started looking like we're gonna offer you 3 MMA fights a year, we're gonna offer you three grappling matches a year, we're gonna offer you a boxing match if you want. How would you feel if like they were trying to do that with? Because I would imagine their roster would have to look fucking massive for that to happen. But how would you feel
I'm
if like that was like an option for these fighters?
I'm not that interested in that, to be honest with you, because I feel because once the guys go to boxing, they're not going to want to fight in the UFC anymore.
Yeah.
The only thing I would be interested in is if somehow they find a boxer who's willing to agree one boxing match for one UFC fight. One for one.
Oh, okay.
Like at least then the UFC fans get something.
Yeah. I just I feel like the reason why, I mean, like as we all kind of know, like I feel like the reason why a lot of these boxers just don't take those fights because they just know they would be done within 3 minutes. And
Oh,
I think it's just super unfortunate because a lot of those boxers, they're just not training grappling because obviously they don't need to. They're fucking
not only
boxers.
that, imagine a boxer taking a calf kick.
Yeah, yeah, that too. Like put him in there even with a fucking Muay Thai guy. Like have fun, buddy. Like
Yeah,
that's gonna be a fucking. I'd much rather get grappled than kicked to death.
100%. Like I told my wife this when I saw that Quinlan head kick. I was like, "Oh my God, that would if I ever would have even just taken an amateur fight, I that would have been my biggest fear. Like, go ahead,
Oh
punch me in
yeah,
the face all you want, submit me, do whatever you want. But my biggest fear would be getting kicked in the head like that. Like,
and going
I couldn't
cold.
imagine.
Yeah,
Now, what kind of damage that does, how bad that
yeah,
hurts.
dude. Yeah, he's gonna have headaches for like the next 2 weeks.
Talk about CTE, you just cracked your skull open.
Yeah, no shit. Honestly. Yeah.
Because it was right in the temple. There's no way you just
Oh
are like,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. No, it was a perfect hit. Like it you couldn't have placed it any better than how he did. And again, I'm just glad he got up the way he did. That was scary. I thought they were gonna like have to cut away for a long time. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah,
not looking good.
he was laying down, face down for a while, and then even after the post fight interview, he was still sitting down next to the stool
Yeah.
on the ground, and I was like, damn, dude, he's not okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't remember anything.
No, dude.
It's kind of funny hearing like fighters talk about that. Like Ben Askren. Like when he got kneed in the head by Jorge. He was all like, I just remember them starting the fight or walking to the octagon, and then I wake up in an ambulance.
Yeah, dude.
It's
Have
like,
have
what
you
the fuck, dude? I can't imagine just losing all of that.
have you ever been knocked out,
No, no, I've been like rocked a couple
dude?
times, but like I haven't been knocked out like that. I mean, so that dumbass, I forgot what they called it, but like you pretty much like got choked out. You know what I mean? Like I've been choked
Yeah,
out
yeah.
before, I guess. I've been like knocked out.
Oh, dude, I've been knocked out. I've been rocked plenty of times, but I've been knocked out like hard once. And yeah, you don't remember it. You don't feel anything. You don't remember anything. It was a Saturday night, and I
That's
thought it
all you
was
need to know.
Tuesday. I thought it was a Tuesday, and I lived 2 blocks from my house, and I was trying to get home, and I was like, I don't remember the directions.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
yeah, we were out playing basketball in the neighborhood. Some dudes started jumping my friend over a foul.
What?
Go there and try to break it up, and then they hit me from behind, and I was like, well, what day is it?
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was wrong time, wrong place. Just trying to
Yeah,
play some basketball. But no, it was a dude. You don't feel it, but you're confused as hell. That's for sure.
yeah. Yeah, no, I
So
bet.
I can only imagine getting kicked in the head, dude. Like,
Yeah, because
I bet you that's way
I guess your
worse.
body's just straight up on an autopilot, you know? Like,
Yeah,
it just, we're gonna walk up here. Okay. It's like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
shit, dude. Yeah, that shit's scary sometimes, man. Like, especially for them to go out for that long. But
Yeah, my friend was driving. He was like, "Hey, tell me where to go," and I was like, "I don't know."
you're like, I'm hoping you fucking know right now. That's scary, man. Because I mean, because
Yeah,
I
dude.
guess like people, like they'll lose shit like that like forever. Like they won't have those, those thoughts come back or those memories come back. Like it's just
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. And I couldn't imagine the hangover that your brain has after
Oh,
the bruising it took.
fuck no, fuck no. Again, like one of my favorite movies of all time is Here Comes the Boom, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
dude, fucking love that movie. And what's it called? There's that one scene where I guess um someone was arguing with him about something, and he's like, yeah, but he's like 3 migraines a week would would argue that this isn't a great idea or some shit like that. And I was like, dude, I can't even imagine like how bad those. I guess he wasn't getting knocked out cold like that, but like those guys that do get knocked out cold, and even the ones who train that hard who are getting knocked out like almost on a weekly basis, I bet.
Yeah, dude, that sparring culture that they have,
Oh,
like, oh, even MMA back in the day, I would when I was training jiu-jitsu all the time, and a lot of dudes that I train MMA with, some of the older guys, they would tell me stories about how, in the 2000s when they were just starting their MMA journey, they were like, it's come a long way, and we've learned like not to do that. But back then, it was just you came in for an MMA training session and you would just beat the shit out of each other, and then go to the next partner and beat the shit out of each other, and it.
uh,
We did that for 10 rounds, and then you were like, all right, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
oh
Go home
my,
concussed. And
yeah,
it's
no
like,
shit, fucking wobbling out the door.
or they would do like King of the Hills, where one
Oh,
guy would be in the middle, and then, a guy would come in and beat his ass for a round, and then sub out and do that. And
fuck
I was like,
that.
fuck all that, because you're not gaining anything.
Well, I guess that one gym that Shamrock and all them used to train at, what was it, like Lions Den or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like they were just notorious for doing that, to where they would just put people through hell just to even get into the gym, and then
I
once you
mean,
got in there, they
yeah.
were just beating the fuck out of each other.
Eh, cool. Like, and I get it. Like, you're training how you fight, but at the same time, you're killing your longevity and you're not doing your body any favors.
Yeah, especially your head. Like fuck that.
And that's how you come out talking like Nate Diaz.
That guy.
I can't understand shit he says when I hear him talk.
Not anymore. He was talking to he's talking to somebody at some event. I saw it not that long ago, and legit, I was like, "How the fuck is this guy like understanding him right now?" I just like I don't
Oh,
even with
dude,
the
I
subtitles, I can't even understand him. I'm like, "Holy shit!"
no, dude, I try so hard and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I have no idea. He's so incoherent,
Yeah,
and that's crazy because that's just all brain damage.
all straight up brain damage, nothing else. Like what the fuck? But
Um,
this next card, not the biggest
yeah,
of names, Steve
no, that's
Garcia and David Onama. They both
yeah,
they both bring it though. It could be a really good fight. I'm just surprised they put this as a headliner.
yeah, I agree. I there's a couple fun fights on this card, but that is a weird headliner.
Yeah.
I have Onama winning it.
Oh really?
I think yeah, I think Onama wins. In my opinion, I like Onama. I think he's pretty entertaining. I know Steve Garcia has some good wins over like Calvin Cater and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I think Onama has the grappling advantage.
Yeah. See, that's fair. That's fair. I just I think Steve's gonna be able to stuff those takedowns. I didn't just I think his boxing's a little bit cleaner. I think Onama looks a little stiff at times. I think that may
Yeah,
have
I
been
can
his
agree with
fight,
that.
but yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty good fight, especially going 5 rounds. Hopefully, it goes all five. I would like to see that a lot, but because I mean they're just gonna bring it without a doubt.
I agree. I think it'll. I think it's gonna be a fun fight. I think this card is one of those ones where like, you're like, it doesn't necessarily have a name value, but it has the entertainment.
Yeah,
Like
for
that.
sure. I was surprised they put Vieira and Dumont in the early prelims. Like I
Yeah.
thought that would be like a co-main without a doubt, if not the headliner for this card. I'm glad it's not the headliner, but I'm just saying I'm surprised they didn't even do that because I mean they're especially Dumont. She's like right there for a title shot. I thought.
I know, especially with the way that
Let's see.
division is right now. You would think.
Strawweight, oh bantamweight. Let's see. Yeah, that's number 3 and 4 fighting in the early prelims. See, that's like one of the problems with these cards nowadays is that like, and again, this goes back to, it's not the best of the best fighting, each other. It's who's more popular, or it's a popularity fight pretty much, and
Yep.
it's ridiculous that they're not, for one, they're not headlining this card. Number 3 and 4 should be absolutely headlining this card because they're ranked number 3 and 4. And then you have Onama and Garcia, who I think they're ranked like low. Let's see, Onama, yeah, 12 and 13. So again, I'm not upset with that headlining at all. I'm just surprised again that Vieira and Dumont is in the early prelims for that pretty much being a title, like that's a title shot right there.
Yeah. Yeah. That could be number one contender right there.
Like, why is that not on a pay per view? Like, even in early prelims of pay per view, like, okay, sure, maybe, but like, it's on a pay per view. You know what I mean? Like, you give them bigger eyes and stuff like that, especially trying to build up the division after Kayla and Amanda both get done, because I guarantee that's both their last fights.
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that. I
I don't know. That'd be interesting though.
yeah, I don't understand why that's so far up there also. Let me see. Let me look at these other fights on here.
Like
Sorry, I
Waldo
just had a
Cortez
computer glitch.
Acosta. Well, he's coming off of that loss with
Yeah.
Pavlovich, right?
Yeah, Jeremiah Wells and Garimbo, I think that could be a fun fight.
Yeah.
I like that Radke fight. Radke's always fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Dumas is fighting after his fucking nuts fell off.
I hope he I hope he loses.
uh,
I want him. I I don't hope he loses and gets sent to like bare knuckle or something because he
yeah, I'm not a big fan of his.
yeah.
Yeah, nothing too
Um
crazy in this. I mean, Phil Rose fighting. He's been
yeah.
interesting recently.
Yeah, man. I'm a fan of him. He is really good.
Let's see what's he doing right now.
I mean he lost his last two fight or
Oh
he
no,
won this last fight but lost before that.
yeah, 3-2 in his last.
Yeah.
He lost to Neil Magny and then lost to Jake Matthews, who both just fought
He
each
always,
other.
when he wins, man, it's always entertaining.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. I'm. I don't even know who this other guy is. They paired him up against.
No, I don't know
Oh, I
either.
think he's a new guy. Actually, they don't have a picture for him.
Um,
No,
Ko
he
Siak.
was on Fight Night in Hill and Roundtree.
Yeah, he beat Oban Elliott. So
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I mean,
I don't know. Roe might be in for a tough fight.
yeah, it's not going to be an easy fight. I think this card it doesn't have the name value, but I think it will be entertaining.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching. I think it could be a sneaky one.
Um, Other than that, I don't have any other news except for just a quick little touch on that
That
UFC
deal.
Paramount deal. Yeah, it was just announced today that they extended that partnership to include the streaming rights in Australia and Latin America, including Brazil and whatnot. So it looks like Paramount is going to be the home for the UFC for pretty much the global expansion. And they haven't announced like the contender series or any of that where that'll be. But as far as like the UFC's deal, it's looking like Paramount's the home everywhere.
Which I'm pretty excited for because if they're doing that, that means they're really trying to expand in those areas first of all. And that I mean that's been pretty obvious with Australia in the past couple of years. I guess ever since probably Whitaker became champion, but I mean, especially whenever Izzy became champ, when they were really trying to get both Australia and New Zealand together, um, and just tackle that whole market. But it's good to see that they're going back down to South America and trying to do big things with like Brazil and stuff like that, and get I guess that audience even more, and more opportunities to watch the fights and kind of grow with that market as
Yeah.
well. But I'm curious to see what they're gonna do in terms of Europe and stuff because Europe has what is it fucking what is it they normally watch their sports on that one app. um
Oh, what are you talking about? The Zone?
no, not the
No,
zone.
Zone is what?
Oh, what is it? UK sports.
I know they have like
uh
I know they have what is it? Is it
Sports app. Let's just see.
TNT Sport? No, what is it?
It's oh god. What, University of Kentucky? Are you fucking serious? Yeah, so Europe. Once I see it, I'm gonna be so pissed. These are all clothing. Are you serious? Oh, sports apparel. No, sports app. I guess. Um, Holy shit! What the fuck is it? Anyways,
BT Sport? Is it BT Sport?
I think it's BT Sports. I don't know. I think sports pay per view. Um, I don't know. Anyways, oh, here, how did Europeans watch the fights? Let's see. Normally with tired eyes. Amen to that. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, while you're looking that up, also to go with, Europe, I want to see their expansion in Asia, how that plays out. So I know
Yeah.
Dana's been really reaching hard into China and everything. So interested to see who they sign with, if it's still Paramount or if they sign with whatever's local there.
Yeah, because I guess like one still really dominates that market, and then they still have their deal with uh, Amazon, I believe. And so I'd imagine like being on a streaming network is a bit easier than I guess even probably easier than being on ESPN right now. ESPN's been
Yeah.
lacking. Even so, I don't know if you. This is a quick side note, real quick. I don't know if you saw like the difference in presentation between like I think it's NBC or ABC, whoever just recently got the NBA, and the presentation that ESPN did, and I think it was ABC. I'm just gonna say ABC for now, but ABC was doing like player walkouts. They were doing like crazy cool introductions, like graphics and all this good shit. And then ESPN was just kind of like straight to the point. You know what I mean? Like there's no like feeling behind it. You know what I mean? It feels more like a product, like rather than an entertainment. Which, in all honesty, like I think that's how a lot of these sports need to like approach it, especially to keep fans interested nowadays. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I just kind of wonder if like Paramount's going to put that much effort into that first of all, but then also I bet it is easier for them to kind of be able to get streamed over in Asia and Europe and all that other good stuff compared to ESPN, to where they're a little more restricted, I think.
Yeah. I agree. ESPN has been they don't do a good job
They're
anywhere.
terrible, honestly.
I and I think that's why it's good for the UFC to get away because You see how they don't really promote anything either. They, like you said, they're just kind of cut and dry, and I can't even watch anything Sports Center or anything on ESPN anymore because the takes are so just one way biased.
Yeah.
Bringing up where they bring up the same names every day. Patrick Mahomes this, Patrick Mahomes that.
Yeah, Steph Curry
Can you?
this, LeBron this. Like it's just like
Yeah.
it's like guys, like there's more people, I promise.
How many times do we got to talk about LeBron versus Jordan GOAT debate or whatever, dude?
Or
Like,
Tom Brady.
I don't
Like
know.
guys, like these people are fucking Curry's damn near retired. LeBron's damn near retired. Tom Brady's retired. Jordan's been retired for a fucking hot minute. like what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like let's move on to something that's actually going to be able
Yeah,
to give sports fans like the news they want or the information that they they're looking for. But I don't know because I miss when analysts are actually analysts. And um, speaking of analysts, fuck Anthony Smith. That guy's a fucking weirdo, man. What a weirdo. I mean, for you to say
yeah,
that Tom Aspinall quit, and then I know everyone's been bringing this up, but it's just a perfect example of him to where you have Tom Aspinall, being on the whole "oh you quit" train, and then with Andy Smith fucking leading that charge, it fucking seems like, and then you have him
dude.
curled up in a goddamn ball for the last four fucking fights that he's had, and has done absolutely nothing but curled up and just beg for mercy. Like it's just like, dude, you quit so much in your career. You
Yeah,
cannot say that Tom is a quitter, man. Like even if it were true that Tom just said, "Yeah, this is not going my way. I'm gonna look for a way out real quick." You've quit in way worse ways and way more than he has, and probably than he ever will. Like, come on,
hundred
Anthony, you're
percent.
better than that.
I've never seen a pro fighter ball up, and I was a big Anthony Smith fan for a while too, but I personally just got tired of rooting for him and then seeing him in his fights
Yeah,
curl up in a ball, like, and it happened time and time and time again. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like he is the definition of quitting on himself when it gets hard.
yeah. I hate the whole. Yeah, I have the Lionheart nickname for a reason. Blah blah blah. It's like, but dude, at a certain point, you
The
can't
only
you can't wear that if you're quitting like as often as you are and as bad as you are too. Like it's not even like you're not putting up a fight and then quitting. Like you're fucking getting your ass beat for the past again 4 or 5 fights, and then doing
he
absolutely nothing about it because you can't. Like, come on.
he he didn't quit one time, and it was a mistake on him because he would have been champion.
Yeah, that'd have been super interesting to see if if that actually happened.
Fuck, I would have done it.
That'd have been a crazy history change.
100%. But
Oh, John.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No, not really. Kind of slow right now,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I hear you.
we'll definitely catch up next week. Oh, real quick, I said I was going to talk about MMA fantasy.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
real quick. So my proposal was kind of like how you do positions in football, right? Like you have your quarterback, your running back, your receiver, your tight end, all flex, and all that shit, right? So I think that what you could do for your MMA fantasy is you have all your divisions, right? And according to your league and stuff like that, you can have like X amount of divisions, so you're not using every single division. But um, what you would do is you would almost kind of draft a team to where you do either a really big draft again if you're using like all the weight classes or using just like three weight classes. You draft guys in those weight classes and you kind of like rotate them out and just kind of like what you do for fantasy. But the issue that I was thinking of running into this was that there's no really consistent schedule,
Yeah.
and that's where everything fucks up.
It would have to be like the only way I could see it working is if you did it like DraftKings style maybe,
hmm
where each fight night, each Saturday, you can draft your lineup. But
But it's almost just like a parlay at that point, right?
But you have no well, or you could whatever league you're in, each person gets you get a pick, and with your pick you get a certain amount, just like how DraftKings does, like a an amount you can spend on each fighter.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay,
so you can't just take all the best fighters.
yeah.
Like if you take three of the heavy favorites, then you can't afford anyone else. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you've ever played like the DraftKings DFS lineup with fighting or anything like that.
No, I haven't. I've never
Um,
done that before.
yeah, I think that'll be a good version of it because I think they give you like it's like $20,000 to pick favorites, but like say you have Marab on the fight card, right? He costs 10,000 straight off the bat.
Okay.
And you're like, well, if you spend half your money there, now you got to go try and find all the underdogs that you think will win or some of the less favored fighters.
Huh.
Maybe that'll be a way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like they're already a step ahead. God damn it.
Yeah,
I
but
thought we
it's
were gonna
not
be millionaires, Devin.
it's not like single or like season fantasy like with football or anything like that. It's just like a DFS like betting lineup almost, but with
Yeah.
fantasy style.
Well, and I guess like that was the issue too, was that you know MMA doesn't have like seasons like the NBA or NFL does. You kind of have to do it like a year to year, a legit calendar year to year,
Yeah, calendar year.
and that's got to be too much for some people. But
Yeah, man,
yeah,
I'd be down. It'd keep me in it.
it'd be interesting. Yeah, I guess like that's the thing too, is that it would kind of just like I guess fantasy does for me with football. Like that's kind of the only reason why I really watch it, is just kind of see how my fantasy guys are doing.
That
But
and then the Cowboys, but
I
fuck
mean, the
piss me off.
Cowgirls fucking blow chunks,
Hey,
bro. Sorry.
what are you, a Texans fan?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck out of here. Y'all ain't never won
I'm
nothing.
also
Never
a,
will.
I'm also an A&M fan though, and we're fucking killing
Oh,
it.
that's
We're
yeah. Well, I'm a UT fan, but I don't want to hear about A&M.
what's
Y'all
the
suck.
what's the deal with Archie right now? Is he like
He
actually
sucks.
well
I don't know how to say it any other way. Like
no,
he's
I
overpaid.
was asking about his concussion.
Oh, I don't know. He's overpaid.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Um
I just
uh
I don't understand. You get $8 million off the bench, and you come in and you start, and you're supposed to be like number one pick, favorite for Heisman, all this, and it's like he's barely getting 150 passing yards a game.
yeah, I think unfortunately, like I don't think he necessarily believed in his own hype. Or even the hype that people were putting on him. I think people just really expected so much out of him when really like he hadn't proved anything to even show like any of that. I don't think like I because there's just not enough game footage for him. I think that he had those couple plays and stuff, like last season, but like that's the thing. They were only a couple plays. They weren't even like full drives most of the time.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I feel bad for him because like again, I think people just put such a high expectation on him, and then he just kind of was just all like, "Well, hopefully I live up to it."
yeah,
That's tough. That's tough,
I feel
man.
bad for him. I mean, but listen, your entire family is NFL legends, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, for sure. At the same time, like you should know how to
You
fucking read a
gotta do
defense,
better,
bro. Like you have Eli and Peyton in your
or at least
family. Like
not only
what?
that, you have Arch Manning before.
Yeah.
Is it so like at least be able to throw a 10-yard pass accurately, please?
Yes. Yeah. Like I guess like that's the more disappointing thing is just all like, like what have you been doing? Because it's not
I agree.
not practicing or spending time with your uncles.
No, I don't know, man. And he's a good kid. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
it makes sense why he didn't start
Ubers.
over yeah, Ewers the last couple years. Everyone was fucking screaming at the top of the mountain to for that to happen, and now you're like, well, now we know why.
And I guess like the shitty thing too is that if you were to do that last season, people would be all like, "Oh, why are you putting him in? It's too soon." It's just like, all right, people, I can't win.
Yeah,
But I feel like that's a lot of sports nowadays, anyways. Even fighters. Well, because okay, so I guess like again, real quick, just to end on this. Same thing with like Tom. They were like, okay, if you quit, or not quit, if you say that you can't continue, then you sound like a quitter. But if you continue and then get knocked out, just be like, oh, well, like why did you continue if it was that bad? It's just kind of like it's he's gonna fall on the sword, and it's gonna suck either way. Like I don't know, this is super fucking gone, dude.
I know. Now we gotta wait forever again, and
I hope it's not
it
that long.
sucks.
I hope it's like spring at the latest because I guess the beauty of with heavyweights is that they don't have to cut weight. They just have to kind of get into fight shape, which probably isn't as long as a lot of those other guys considering how much they train anyways. And so I don't know. I'd imagine they're gonna book it no later than March.
We'll see.
But even then, that's
I,
like fucking 6 months away.
I agree. It's. I feel
Like
like it's gonna be.
it's
I
gotta
feel
be
like
like
it's gonna be a
January,
lot.
right?
I feel like Tom is the kind of guy that's gonna drag it on,
He's gonna pull a
especially
John.
right now. Yeah, especially if they feel like he has no vision. Yeah, dude, imagine he talks all that shit about John and he turns around and does the same thing
I
now.
would laugh my fucking ass off.
Well, and the fact that he straight up said like he has 2 fights left and he doesn't plan on staying after is kind of like a red flag already into
That's
that.
yeah, that's still like really baffled me whenever you said that. But
Like you're at the pinnacle and you haven't defended it yet, and I think he's just kind of done with the UFC after everything, which I kind of don't blame him. But
yeah, you can go to
the
PFL and
UFC,
fucking bankrupt them if you want.
the UFC just hasn't been good to their stars lately at all. And it seems like they're in this mindset where they're above the fighters and always will be. And I don't think that's a successful way to run the business. But hey, it's not my business. Dana's worth 500 million. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, I guess.
Yeah, amen to that. But all right, man. Well, I think it's been another solid episode. Hold on, Kitty.
Yeah,
Hold on, Kitty. I'm almost there.
yeah, man. Look forward to talking this fight card next weekend. Hopefully, we hear some fun news come up within this next week. It's kind of quiet and dead right now, but we got another fun fight card coming up next month that I'm looking forward to. So
Yeah, yeah. They usually end the year pretty strong, so December is going to be pretty fun. Um,
yeah, and then we got that, and then yeah, after December we look forward to that. What the
Paramount.
new UFC is gonna look like. So I think we got some fun times ahead. Hopefully, we start hearing some news toward the end of the year, like we usually do. What the beginning of the year is gonna look like. Have some more
Yeah.
stuff to talk about.
Well, I guess hopefully more Paramount news too.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping is more news on how it's gonna look, fights that are being booked, any of that really.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely good times ahead.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully it's a good change for the sport. I want to see it progress instead of kind of stagnant where it's at, and everyone's kind of talking shit on it everywhere you see on media.
Yeah. Well, especially with Dana trying to go into boxing and stuff like that. It's just kind of like it's like, man, you're really kind of losing
Yeah,
your love for the game. It seems like, but
yeah, and at that point, I wish he would just kind of hand the reins over to someone who
yeah,
would push. But uh, the sport wouldn't be where it's at without Dana.
for
But
sure.
yeah, I think he's not in it. He's 1 foot out.
Yeah. But all right, man. It's been a good one. I'll catch you next week. Hope everyone enjoyed this episode of Fight Vibes podcast, episode 12, and we'll catch you next week.
Later.
Later.